forward. Use your exhale to round. And you can really round out here, pressing into your hands and feet. Maybe even rock from front to back. Just start to move with your breath. Move and explore. If your breath is smooth and even, can you make the movements that you're creating match that? Use your whole exhale to move. And then notice the range of motion in your pelvis here. When you move from cat to cow, notice when you can tip your pelvis all the way forward and when you can tip your pelvis back, rounding your tail under. Tip it forward for cow and around for cat. And then notice how much is in between the two extremes. Take a couple more breaths here. Maybe move through your shoulders, kind of scooping your shoulders around, rocking around on your wrists, stretching out your feet. And then I want you to come back to the pelvis and find that in-between place. Maybe take a pass at cat and cow, and then go right into the middle there with a neutral pelvis. Keep your pelvis neutral. Keep the weight distribution through both knees as even as you can, and bring your right arm through underneath your left arm, and then you can kind of drop down. Your pelvis is going to tip a little bit, that's fine. Thread the needle. Now you can just relax here. You can use your hand for support. I like to put my hand, hold my own hand here and kind of pull. If the stretch across the back of your right shoulder is feeling really good and you want more of that, you can also just kind of put your left shoulder down on your right arm and turn your head the other way and get a bigger, turn your head the other way is what I said. Turn your head the other way and get a big back side of the shoulder stretch. And then come back up. Take a pass through cat and cow, and then find the neutral pelvis right in the middle. Bring your left arm under your right arm, lower down. Get heavy on your left shoulder. And you can hold your own hand, putting your right hand on your left hand and kind of pushing down and pulling. Or you can bring your right arm down by your side, getting heavy and turning your head the other way. Keep trying to root down with both knees. Take one more big deep breath here. And then on your inhale, come up. Tuck your toes and come into down dog. Walk out the backs of your legs here in downward dog. Nod your head, yes and no. And then just let it hang heavy. Walk your feet forward to your hands, halfway lift. Forward fold. You can hang here. You can widen your stance a little bit and maybe sway. On an inhale, reach up. And bring your arms down to your sides for mountain. Reach up with your inhale. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Step back to plank. Let's hold plank for a while. You're always welcome to come down to your knees. Draw the top of your pelvis to your lowest rib. Take your gaze out towards the top of your mat. Play around with your foot position. Can you go wide? Can you bring your feet right next to each other? See what you notice there. Try to keep your breath smooth and steady. On your inhale, step forward just a little bit, maybe coming up onto your toes. And on your exhale, lower yourself down. Slowly. Prop yourself up on your forearms. Draw your shoulders back, look forward. Sphinx. Rest the tops of your feet on the mat. You can kind of take a little movement, just to make it really gentle and slow. I like to look back over each shoulder and kind of pull one shoulder forward while you draw the other one back. Keep your hips rooting down. On your exhale, lower yourself down, just kind of pull yourself forward and down. Bring your forehead down. Just take a breath here. Long spine. Prepare for a push-up. Push up to high plank and back to down dog. Take a little movement here in down dog. Can you bend your knees and lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling a little more? Always moving and exploring with your breath. Observing how you're feeling in your body. Letting your mind just connect with your body and taking this time in your yoga practice to kind of put all the other thoughts in the back of your mind for now and just really focus on your body and your breath. So one last exhale here. With your inhale, walk your feet forward to your hands, halfway lift, coming up to a flat back, forward fold. Reach up, come into mountain. Move with your breath. Use your inhale to bring your arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back to plank. Lower down a couple inches. Inhale to up dog or a back bend that feels okay for you. You can always bend your elbows here. Push back to down dog. And in downward dog, keep moving, keep exploring. Let your head hang heavy, let your jaw and neck relax. Walk your feet forward to your hands, halfway lift. Forward fold. Reach up and come into mountain. Reach up with your inhale. Forward fold. Half lift. Step back to plank. Take your vinyasa. Lower down, With strength, use your whole exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. If your breath is slow and smooth, try to make your movements match that. One more big breath here. Exhale completely. Walk your feet forward to your hands, halfway lift. Forward fold. Reach up. Come into mountain. Reach up with your inhale. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Step or jump back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. Look back at your legs once you're in down dog. Add more strength at the front side of your body. So watch your knees, engage quadriceps, pull your abs in and up. And then as you strengthen the front of your legs and the front side of your body, relax and lengthen the back side of your body. So find a little more length in the back of your legs. Exhale. With your inhale, walk your feet forward, halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Reach up. Come into mountain. Reach up with your inhale. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Step or jump back to plank. Take your vinyasa. Start to lift your right leg. You may want to step your left foot in a little more when you take your right leg up, and just take it up slow. Maybe you open up the right side of your hip a little bit and bend your knee. Get a big stretch in the back of your left leg too. You can kind of push into your hands a little bit. And then we're going to come into low lunge. Place your right foot at the inside of your right hand. And then just kind of rock from front to back here. Take a couple big bends in your back knee. You want your right ankle to be stacked under your right knee. And then extend your front leg and just stretch here. Kind of draw your left hip back and forward. You can round your forehead down towards your right leg. Lift your right toes, maybe come up onto your right heel. And then come back through your low lunge and lower your back knee. So start to work with moving your hips forward a little bit. See how my hip is not stacked right above my knee, but it's out in front. And if you've got if you've got a big range of motion there and your hips really going out front, make sure you're still stacking your right ankle under your right knee. Now you can just kind of stay here. Sometimes it's nice to keep your hands on your hips. You can also bring your arms up. You can even look up or add a little back bend, heart opener, whatever feels like what your body needs right now. Big space, an expansion. Lots of energy. Now root down with your feet. Push your feet down into the mat. Pull your femur bones into your pelvis. Take another big inhale here. And then bring your hands down. Back your hips up. And start to come up onto your right heel. You want to feel a big stretch up the back of your right leg. So you may want to kind of swing your hips from side to side. You want to start to square your hips, ankles, and toes. breathe in, look out towards the top of your mat and kind of start to lower your heart or your chest down towards the floor, or maybe over your right leg. Keep working on trying to keep your foot and your ankle squared up. And you can round down if you want. Now we're going to come into lizard from here. So put your right hand at the inside of your right foot and start to bring your hips forward again. You're going to turn your right toes out, kind of like that. And you can start to roll out to the outside of your right foot. I like to rock from side to side here. So your foot and ankle are flexed, so you're not bending at your ankle. You're opening up at your right hip. So you're feeling the hip opener here. You can even kind of walk away from your knee and kind of lean into it. Now, if this is doing enough for you and you just want to focus here, just stay like this. You can even lower down, coming down to your forearms. I'm going to move into like a twisted lizard or whatever it's called. So plant your left wrist under your left shoulder. You can bring your right hand to your right knee and just push down with your left hand and sit up tall. If you can pitch your weight forward and come onto the top of your back knee, you might be able to bend your back knee. You want to be on the top of it, not on the kneecap. You might be able to reach back and grab your foot and look back over your right shoulder. And then you can work with that quadricep stretch back there, kind of pulling your ankle in. And then release. Plant your hands, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, step back to high plank, and take your vinyasa. Lower yourself down, come forward and through, and back to down dog. Once you're back in down dog, walk out your hips a little bit, see what you're feeling. And then start to play around with lifting your left leg. And you may want to step your right foot forward just an inch or two to really get a big stretch at the back of your right leg. And just move around a little bit. Maybe you lift your left hip. Maybe you see if you can internally rotate your left leg and then externally rotate it. Come into low lunge. Bring your left foot forward. Take a little movement. Rocking around. Big bend in your back knee a couple times. Left ankle stacks under left knee. Eventually, you're working on getting into your lunge here. And then when you're there, extend your front leg and just take a little movement. You can draw your right hip, pull it way back, and then draw it forward. You can round your forehead down. I like to come up onto my heel. What else can you find here? All right, with your inhale, look forward. Come back through your low lunge and lower your back knee. You can keep your back toes tucked or relax your foot down. And just start to come up and see how it feels. You want to feel a big stretch in the front of your right hip. You're compressing at your left hip. Left ankle stacks under left knee. And just start to work with guiding your hips forward, but you don't just want to blast them forward without being mindful about it. Take them forward and then take a little break. Pull your femur bones in. Push your feet down into the mat so you're strengthening at your joints too. You can reach up. You can just kind of open up your chest, bring your gaze up. Take some big deep breaths. Strengthening. And now we're going to back our hips up. Coming into half splits. Come on your left heel. Take a little movement. You can kind of sway your hips. And then start to square things up. You're drawing your left hip back, right hip forward, so you're squaring at your hips. And then notice your foot and ankle. My foot wants to turn outward a little bit because my femur bone up here is trying to turn outward to get out of this stretch down here. So really square it up. That's all I have to do to start feeling the work that needs to be done. And then if you want a little more, you can lengthen and kind of lower down, or just kind of reach your chest forward. You can round. And now we're going to take lizard again. So bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Gently bring your hips forward, kind of turn your left foot out, roll out to the outside edge. Start to rock from side to side here. Maybe you do the little walk away thing, letting your hips get heavy. Maybe you come down to your forearms, whatever you did on the other side. I'm going to guide us into that twist. Plant your right wrist under your right shoulder. Kind of come up tall. You can bring your left hand to your knee if you'd like. And start to turn and look back over your left shoulder. Now, if you're going to bend your back knee, you want to make sure your weight is forward a little bit so you're rocking to the top of your knee, above your kneecap. So when you bend your knee, you're not hurting yourself. If you can't do that or you can't quite figure that out, then just don't even do this part. This is very bendy. It's big quadricep stretch. Just reaching back is a nice stretch through your left pectoral and arm. Take another breath. Come back to center. Plant your hands, strong arms. Tuck your back toe. Lift your back knee. Step your left foot back to right for plank. Take your vinyasa. And once you're in downward dog, move your hips a little bit. Step your right foot forward for warrior two. Right foot comes up by the right hand, then your left heel down, come up. Your right foot is pointing towards the top edge of your mat, your left foot's pointing towards the side. Find that neutral pelvis that we were talking about earlier. You can kind of tip your pelvis forward and then tuck it under, and kind of go right in between. And you pull your abs in and up, or draw the top of your pelvis towards your lowest rib and engage your core a little more. Turn your palms up. Find a little more space through your collarbone. Relax your jaw. Strong here. Engage the arches of your feet. Pull energy up. Lift your pelvic floor. Reverse warrior, right arm goes up and back. Just one more inhale here. And then we're going to reach straight up and extend the front leg. We're setting up for triangle. You may want to shorten your stance by heel toe stepping your back foot in just a little bit. Left hip slides back. Right arm comes down right below your knee. Check on your front knee. Don't just hyperextend it backwards, but hold it in place with strength. You want to feel a stretch through this left hip, and you want to keep guiding this left hip back. Bring your left arm up. Lots to think about here. You should be feeling this in the outside of your left hip, through your obliques and side body. You're also really strengthening in this front leg, both legs. Take your right arm right up by your right ear and reach and lengthen. The length that you're feeling in your left side, match it in your right side. More space. And you can take a little movement if you want. See what else you can find here. On your next exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Come into low lunge. Step your feet together at the back of your mat, high plank. Take your vinyasa. Couple more breaths in downward dog. Look up to your hands, step your left foot forward, warrior two. Bring your right heel down. Bring your arms up. Fine tune your stance first. You want to push to the outside edge of your right foot. Left knee stacks above left ankle. You can kind of move your pelvis a little bit. Pull your abs in and out. I like to do my warrior two with my palms open because I think this pose is hard. There's a lot of strength here. It feels really rigid and you're really engaging a lot. So I like to find a little more space up top through my arms and hands. Reverse warrior, left arm goes up and back. And then we're setting up for triangle. Reach straight up. Extend your front leg, shorten your stance a little bit. Right hip slides back. Put a little bend in your front knee and hold it there with strength. And just notice what you're feeling here. I want you to feel it through your right side and around the outside of your right hip. You're drawing your right hip back. You might be feeling it in the back of your left leg. Hopefully there's a lot of strength happening in the front of your left leg and all through your back leg, your feet. Start to take your right arm up. Find more length and space. Take a little more free movement here, always protecting your front knee. And then bring your hands down, come into low lunge. We're just using low lunge as a transition. Step your right foot back to left. Take your vinyasa. Good work. Look up to your hands. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Bend your knees. And hang here. Maybe you take a two-finger grip around your big toes. Maybe you grab your ankles to pull yourself down into it a little more. You don't want to force anything. You just want to get a longer spine. I like to take my elbows out to open up through my shoulders and chest. Can you keep your knees bent, but still lengthen the back of your legs, lifting your tailbone up towards the ceiling? Keeping that little bend in your knees. And then on your next inhale, reach up and come into mountain. Take a few deep breaths here in mountain. Practice balance here. So I want you to start by building mountain out a little bit more. Lift your toes, engage your arches, and then set your toes down, but keep that engagement coming up your legs. Lift your pelvic floor, lengthen your spine. So when I say lift your pelvic floor, I want you to engage the muscles at the very bottom of your torso. Pull them in and up. And you're kind of pulling your abs in and up at the same time then. Now take a few breaths and kind of focus on where you can find ease here. Use your exhale to soften the muscles of your face. Shoulders are back and down. Start to shift your weight onto your right foot and hover your left knee. This may be all the further you want to go for practicing balance. Watching myself on the computer is not really helping my balance right now. I might have to look away. On your inhale, reach up, lengthen. On an exhale, twist to your left and bring your right hand to the outside of your right thigh. Inhale your heart up. Exhale, twist to the left. Keep inhaling your heart up. Exhale, twist. Where can you find ease here? Relax your face, keep your breath steady, and then come out of the twist, back to center, and lower your left leg. Take a little movement, and then come back to mountain. Come back to standing in a dynamic way with strength and energy coming up from your feet, but also being able to find ease here. Start to shift your weight onto your left foot. Can't look at myself now. Cover your right knee. This may be where you just chill and practice, focus on your breath. Practice stillness. You can add your arms, bringing your arms up with an inhale. With an inhale, lengthen, and on your exhale, you can add the twist, bringing your left hand to the outside of your right thigh, right up behind your knee. Use that leverage, use that tension. Inhale your heart up, exhale, twist, create more tension. Inhale, heart up, twist. Face is relaxed, breath is smooth. If you want a little more strength, you can extend your right leg or even reach for the outside of your right foot. Keep your breath smooth. Come out of it the same way you went into it. Come out of the twist slowly. Step your feet together. Take a little movement. Reach up with your inhale. Forward fold. Hang here. Maybe take a wider stance. Wiggle your feet away from each other and just kind of sway. Halfway lift on an inhale. Step back to high plank. Lower yourself down. Let's take shoulder roll. Take your left arm out, straight out to the side. Roll back to your left. Use your right hand to guide you. You may want to bring your right arm up. You want to try to keep your head lifted. I know that sometimes it feels nice to just relax it down on the floor, but you want to build your neck strength and keep your spine in good alignment. Take one more inhale here. And come back onto the front side of your body with your exhale. Change sides. Take your right arm out. Use your left hand to roll yourself back. You may want to take your left arm out. Check in with your neck. Building a little bit of neck strength here, finding a long spine without clenching your jaw and the muscles of your face. One more inhale. And come back on the front side of your body. Center yourself on the mat. Push up through a kneeling push-up. The hands and knees. Keep your hips stacked above your knees and walk your hands out in front of you, kneeling dog. Or some people call this puppy. Chest, chin, or forehead's coming down to the mat. Rise up. Walk your knees towards your hands. We're just going to come onto our back. I forgot to mention at the beginning of class, grab something that you can use to take a supported back bend. It could be a pillow, it could be a blanket kind of rolled up into like a burrito shape, it could be your sweater rolled up. If you've got a yoga block at home, pillows are probably our best bet, or a rolled up blanket. So your rolled up blanket is going to go under your pelvis. And so you're just going to lean back, kind of adjust it so it's supporting your pelvis. And then extend your legs. So you want to feel a bit of a stretch here in the front of your hips. And you can stretch your arms out if you'd like. Finding big length and big space in the front of your body. If you want to add another hip opener here, you can bring the soles of your feet together. Now you can lay here for another minute or so, or if you want to take a little inversion, you can bring your feet up in the air. You can take your hands up in the air too, we're draining away from our extremities, so draining blood and fluids away from our hands and feet. Whatever you've chosen to do, if you're still in the back bend or if you're in, got your arms and legs up in the air, start to try to get really still here. Bring your awareness to your breath completely. Make it smooth and even. And then start to make your exhale just a little longer than your inhale. Getting still. And then bend your knees, bring your feet down to the mat. Take whatever's under your pelvis out from underneath you, bring your hips down. You're going to take supine twist. There's all kinds of different ways to get into this twist. Let's do cross your right leg over to your left leg, and then lower your legs over to the left. Your arms are kind of out in a T. You can even use your left hand to kind of guide your knees down. You can look down over at your right hand. Just relax here, long exhale. Unravel your legs. And come back to center. Center yourself on the mat. Cross your left leg over your right leg. Lower them down. Look down your left arm. Long exhales here. Try to take as deep a breath as you can. Sometimes in a twist it gets more shallow breath work. Come back to center, unravel your legs. Hug your knees up into your chest. You can kind of rock out your low back or massage out your low back. And then stretch your body long. Reach with your fingers, point your toes. Take a big breath in and reach. On your exhale, breathe out through your mouth and relax. And just push all the air out of your lungs. Inhale, reach. Exhale, breathe out and relax. Inhale, reach. And on your next exhale, lower your arms down for Shavasana. Tuck your shoulder blades under your back. Wiggle your body. Find the way that you're going to feel most comfortable to be here. Feel free to really spread out if you want. Take up lots of room. And let's just give ourselves a few minutes of stillness here. You can keep your attention focused on your breath if you'd like. Begin to bring awareness back and observe. Deepen your breath. Bring a little movement back. Rock your head from side to side. Rotate your ankle. And then gently make your way over onto your side. Take a couple deep breaths on your side. And then help yourself come up to a comfortable seat. Your hands together. Thank you so much for joining me for yoga.